Welcome to In Your City Show, the hottest happy hour in STL. I'm Kelly Lamb.
And I'm Gordon Montgomery. And if you got on early, you would have heard Kelly do her wife thing and tell me, get on me.
Hey, you need to turn my mic off till I'm ready. You know I always have something to say, right?
That's true. That's true.
So here we are, ready to have some fun today. Got some great guests that will be with us. And of course, our question of the day, what is that something that you absolutely will not share? So don't talk about me when you got the volume on your phone, right?
Turn your phone
We're a
off.
hot mess when we get on here. So you're coming to us on the Lou Information Station. We're live on demand at louinfo.com, streaming 24/7. And also, if you're driving in your car here locally, you can, of course, turn us on 590 AM, the new KLIS. The cool thing that's going to happen is, we all know sometimes radio isn't the clearest format, especially when you're on the AM dial. You know, sometimes it's not perfect, but there will be an app coming soon. You're just going to be able to click that on your phone just like you do any podcast. And yeah, this is one of those days, though, that I wish I was just on radio because we're, you know, obviously coming to you live on video stream as well. And, you know, sometimes the day is really crazy. Like this morning, I was at Tot Spot Social, which if you're a mom
Say that 3 times.
or a dad and you've got a little one, this place is really cool. So it's right on Clayton Road, kind of in between DeMun and, is that Big Bend?
Yes.
Right in between that.
Right across from the SSM hospital.
Yeah. And it's large, it's a playhouse, all of these activities for your child. And what I really love seeing, you know, a lot of times being a mom, you're so busy with your kids, you don't have a lot of time for social time for yourself. And so, you know, seeing all the moms sitting around and having conversations and a good time, and she's even going to have a cocktail night. I'm like, that's a perfect happy hour. So, you know, for the moms to get together. So it's about the kids. But we brought Olive, our bulldog, there for a reading party and read to the kids. And I was quite surprised that 2-year-olds up to 5 sat intently absorbed in the story. You know, my children's book, of course, Olive, listening to it, because, you know, I imagine
You think they would have done that if Olive wasn't there? Because you think the dog's what made him? Because Olive just like sprawled out. And
she did. She just laid froggy style. It's like I know my role. I know what I'm doing.
Been doing this a while.
I'm ready. When we put her collar on, she just looks at us because she has a certain collar for her visits. And so when we put it on her, she just kind of looks at us like, really
going to work?
Yeah. I really like just sitting around eating treats, and we have an upstairs balcony, and she loves going up there because she thinks she's queen of the castle when she's up there on there. So anyway, we had that this morning, and you know you're running around, you get a little frazzled, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I need to like somehow whip back into shape to be able to get here. And then this morning, Debbie starting her women's group for her Bible study. So it's just like, sometimes you're trying to fit so many things in, which we all do, one too many. But again, if you're a mom or a dad with a little one and you want a place to be able to take your child and have a place to play that feels safe and clean and a cool environment, and then hang out with, you know, other parents, definitely Tot Pot.
I knew you were going to mess it up. It's just too hard.
There's no pot there, I'm telling you. There's only...
Tot Spot.
Way to butcher someone's business. Thank God she's not paying us.
Wow.
But Tot Spot Social, that is the place to go and have some fun. How cute are these pens? So the cool. Steinberg group, when they stopped by the other day, they left us some pins, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this little pin with the little hair coming off of it. So again, our question of the day and some of our answers on Facebook. Sarah Gildion, she says, Golda de Leon, way to mess her name up. Ice cream or soup? That's nasty, she says. Kelly Allen says napkin. Yeah, I mean, I would grab your napkin if needed, but I'd, you know, truly rather have my own. Amy Bratton says, my dessert. Order your own. We're always splitting a dessert. It makes me feel better because then I don't eat the whole thing, you know, if we like split it. But sometimes you want something different than I do. So usually he eats his and then he eats the rest of mine. So it works
Kelly's
out
the one that always goes, I just want a little bite. And then you order it. She goes, no, I don't want, and then she'll end up eating half of it.
Yeah, that's all right. And then you get to finish it. So it works out.
So what is yours that you won't share?
I can't stand, well, I don't really drink milk anymore.
I knew you were saying
Oh my gosh. If I have cereal, if it's a milkshake, if it's definitely milk, which I don't do, I don't like sharing milk products. That's for some reason that just grosses me out to share it. Isn't that fun?
That's kind of gross. Yeah.
I mean, I really don't like to share my drinks at all, to be honest. Especially Chance, our grandson. They're kids. There's always stuff at the bottom of the drink. I'll
never forget the
what
day
happens.
that we were at a soccer game.
I know.
And Chance's Gatorade was sitting there, and Brody
The
grabs
bottom part was hidden because it was in the cup holder.
Brody takes a big drink out of Chance's.
He's a 16-year-old.
And all of a sudden they go, "Did you look at the bottom of that? There's like chewed up M&Ms on the bottom."
Oh, it was so bad. And if you look at Chance's face, whatever he ate is always, I don't know how he manages to do. They can't stand to be dirty, but the face it's just always just covered in something. But yeah, that drink was pretty gross. But yeah, I don't like to drink after people.
This isn't something we refuse to share, but since we're on this little topic right now, the other day we were on our way home. Kelly had brought me an apple.
You didn't share it. You were just sharing it with
No, but it has to do with, so it's like half dark, right, when we're leaving, and it's like I took a bite, I took another bite, I took another bite.
That's when you're hungry.
It was kind of funny, and I look at it, and there's like wormholes in it.
He's gagging. He's
I'm spitting it out the window. It's like I had to stop and get something else to eat just to make myself feel like it wasn't in my mouth. So you don't want to share with bugs your food. I don't want to share with
your
bugs.
Food. That makes it better. But I'm a little better. Gary Alderman says my partner. That'd probably be. That probably is something you don't want to do. Greg Popple says, well, the most obvious answer would have to be toilet paper. Yeah, that, and how would that, that would really be, that'd be a bad one. I can't believe that was even written down. Second would be a handkerchief. Do people carry handkerchiefs?
That was my dad.
Oh.
That was my dad.
My dad would have over.
Oh my gosh, it was like he would have a used handkerchief in his pocket, and I would need it, and he'd pull it out, and I'd be like,
How about if they want to clean your face with it?
Oh.
Or when they do this, I got you. That's a really gross. Lick your thumb and then just
put your hair down.
I can do my own, but I really don't want someone licking their thumb and cleaning the spot off my face. I'll get that for you. We've got a lot more. Sherry Lowe, nothing that requires a bite of, a hairbrush, a comb, or toothbrush. Oh gosh, no. Can't share a toothbrush. That's disgusting. Yeah. I don't even share your toothbrush.
No.
I know. Yeah, that's a bad one. But we've got more. We'll kind of go through them throughout the show and give some answers. And if you have one, please go to luinfo.com and share your comment. Let us know what you wouldn't share, and we'll share that with others as well. You know, I was looking up, and did you know the 5 wealthy? I want to see if you can guess one, maybe two, of the 5 wealthiest men. I don't know why I said men. The 5 wealthiest people in St. Louis.
Oh, in St. Louis.
And the amount of money. So do you want me to tell you the person, who it is, and you guess the money? Or do you want to see if you can guess someone, at least one person on my list?
Well, I'm going to say Dave Stewart with Worldwide Technology.
Wow. That was awesome. Yep.
I can't remember his name, but Mr. Fox.
Well, no, I don't have that name. So who is he, Mr. Fox?
We actually met him at, I can't remember his first name, but we met him at when they were bringing in the new composer for
the symphony.
Yeah, he was there.
Okay.
We
should have asked to borrow money or something then if he's that wealthy.
Yeah.
So I'd like to, become friends. So David Stewart is number 1. Guess the number.
Are we billions or millions still?
Nope, I'm just going to let you guess, and then you can. Worldwide, he is the co-founder and chairman of Worldwide Technology. Dave Stewart, number 1. Net worth.
4.5 billion.
11.4 billion.
Oh, not too bad.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah.
I could do some damage shopping with that. That would be amazing.
Just give me the $500 million.
No, I'll take just a 1%. Okay, the second person on the list is a woman. Pauline McMillan Kenneth. Her net worth is $7.3 billion. She's an heiress to a substantial stake in Cargill, the major agriculture and food corporation. She resides in De Pere.
Wow.
Yeah. De Pere must have some really big houses somewhere that I'm not aware of.
Right. I don't think I've heard of her.
I need to have her as a friend. Jack Dorsey, $4.9 billion. He's the co-founder of Twitter, now X, and Block and Square. He has strong ties to St. Louis and remains among the top billionaires. Jim Kavanaugh, do you know him?
Name sounds familiar.
Co-founder of the is that would WWT? That's Worldwide Technology, I guess, because I didn't abbreviate it on the other one, so it's the same thing. I've never heard of him, but I would imagine that's got to be Worldwide Technology, along with David Stewart. He is also one of the minority investors and owners of the St. Louis City soccer team, so that's pretty cool too. So Jim Cavanaugh and Roger Riney, net worth $3.6 billion, founder of Scottrade, which was sold to TD Ameritrade in 2017. So he made a ton of money, I'm sure, off of that sale, and he's based here in St. Louis.
That's the key. Get something, invent something, and sell it for a lot of money.
I'm telling you that these young kids are becoming multimillionaires with this tech stuff. It's incredible. And some honorable mentions, still in the billions, is Robert G. Clark and Jim McKelvey. He's also the co-founder of Block Inc. at $1.9 billion. So we need to get some new friends and see if we can hang out and just, I'll just take a small,
No, because then you got to live up to their standards, and that's a little hard to do.
Oh, I'm good with it. I'm sure that vacation home that we could go hang out at would be a good time. You know who else was on who was up as one of the top 5 was actually Bill DeWitt of the Cardinals, Jr. He was actually, he somehow must be making a little bit less than Roger Riney and got down into the upper 10 rather than the top 5 because his name's not on it or his wife's spending it all. I don't know what one of the two.
Spending it all.
She's probably listening right now going, I can't believe Kelly just said that. Just joking. All right, so
what I heard on the way in today?
What?
And I guess they just announced it, but Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys passed away today, 82 years old.
I'm glad we got to see them.
What was your favorite Beach Boys song?
I can hear it, or I know it when I hear it, but I'm terrible at names of songs, or sometimes I don't remember your name, so I'm just really bad at this stuff. Tell me yours.
You. Well, God Only Knows.
Hey, girl.
God Only Knows is one of my favorite.
Do you have any? You don't have any to play then, I guess, right?
I can't.
That's where we need. That's the thing we're missing in our radio tech world. When we were right there, and our board operator could pull up some songs and start playing them for us. We're kind of missing that stuff right now in our West Wing over here.
We can kind of cheese whiz it.
Are you gonna play it on your phone? We're gonna do it old school. Maybe we should have a boom box in here that you could click and hit the button.
Here you go.
Okay. Definitely. That's the kind of song that makes you cry. You don't even know why. Or if you broke up with your boyfriend and girlfriend, you're going to drive in your car to that one and just start crying. There you go.
It's a great song.
Yeah, it's a really great song. Well, that's sad to hear.
Yeah.
But I guess we're all going to camp.
We'll be giving you some tips, too, of some Father's Day things kind of going on.
Do you have one?
I got a couple right here. So Le Meridian in the St. Louis and Clayton.
Yeah, a lot of cool events.
7730 Bonham. Yes, they are having Father's Day. Dads looking to relax can visit on the rooftop pool at Le Meridian in Clayton. Complimentary day pool pass. So I guess the family's not welcome. It just dad gets the complimentary day pool pass and get away from the family.
Some time on his own.
Schlafly Beer. Fathers who purchase an 8-pack of Schlafly Beer at either of the Schlafly brew pubs in Maplewood and Midtown during the month of June are entered to win a Schlafly branded smokeless fire pit.
Wow.
So there you go. Go to the go to the Schlafly locations and enter him into that. You might not have to buy him a gift. Maybe he'll win the smokeless pit. Right there. Another one is Session Tacos. Actually, go there. They've got a thing.
They're coming in today. We'll talk about that. Today.
And Eckert's Farm, Belleville, will host the Brews and Barbecue in the Cider Shed on Sunday, June 15th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And guests can enjoy mouth-watering barbecue, delicious beer, Eckert's hard cider, live music, and yard games. Dads can also receive a free cider donut. A cider donut.
Cider donut.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that... are we going to mention Hearth and Souls event?
Yes, we are. It's Pops, Hops, and Soft Tops, and they are going to have Daniel Schmidt and company. They're going to be there featuring a 1963 Jaguar E-Type car, 71 Mercedes 280 SL, a 1957 dual guy. I guess that's how you say that. A 1964 Porsche 356. These are all soft top convertible cars. They're going to have
So we could go there and buy a car?
They're going to have steaks. You're going to be able to get steaks. You're going to be able to get beer, and you're going to be able to check out some cool cars. And not only that, they have some great. If you didn't get Dad a gift,
they do.
Hearth and Soul will have some great gifts for you to buy.
That's fun shopping in there. Yeah. So let me ask you,
and they're located at 9640 Clayton Road.
If we were to become friends with David Stewart with Worldwide Technology,
yes.
And you had all the money, he said, you can have whatever car you want, I'm going to give you the money for it. What would be your Father's Day pick for a car if you could have whatever car you wanted?
Whatever car I wanted?
You have whatever car you want, what would you pick to have as a car? You're going to get it for Father's Day. Just kidding.
Well, okay, because see, I've got a plan here.
What's the plan?
The cars that I want would probably be not the car. I mean, people are going to think I'm crazy, but I would get the Bugatti.
Okay.
Because it would
Why
give
is that crazy?
Because it's like $3 and $4 million for that car.
But I said you could have whatever you wanted.
Right, but then I would turn
around. And David's giving us the money.
But then I would turn around and sell it, and then you get about 10 cars that I really want.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's my plan of action.
Okay. Yeah. What would you really want to drive? Not the car you're going to buy to sell and buy what you want.
You know what? On a Sunday afternoon, I still want my 1970 split bumper Camaro.
You're going to be that old guy.
I want to be that guy living back in my high school days, going back in time.
Got the radio blaring.
But you know what?
What?
There's something. I know there's a lot of guys that like the Bull, the Lamborghinis.
Is that what you call a Lamborghini, a Bull?
Yeah.
I'm out of touch.
But I'm a Ferrari guy. I love the Ferraris.
It's so weird. I don't know why I don't get into those cars at the little bitty and down on the. I don't know what it is. And Corvettes, I like the long end. I don't like the new short ends that are trying to look like the Lamborghinis.
The C5 that I had the long end, and then they went to the shorter one in the C6. Then the C7 came out, and the front end got a little bit longer again, and then they came out with the C8 and shortened it. I've said this, and I've said this a million times. The one thing I don't like about Corvettes is that they change the body style so much and so often that it depreciates the value of the car.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
I could do a convertible Bentley, Rolls Royce. I love a Porsche, Ferrari.
I've been a little partial to the Maseratis lately.
Super cool. Yeah, that is a beautiful car.
And the body style has not changed that much,
And I don't want a door that goes up. I just want it to open. And I want to put my key in it.
You want to put your key in it?
Those buttons things they put right next to the radio, that when I go to touch the radio and my button to my car to turn it off is right there, I have to tell myself to not hit the wrong button. It's scary sometimes.
You know what I miss?
Welcome to my life.
I miss the little triangle window by the front window.
You said that the other day.
No, I mean,
where people throw their cigarette butts out.
You could just open up. If you didn't want to roll.
And you try to get it and it goes too far and you hit it again and it goes back up.
You just got to tap it.
And then it's bound and you're just doing this and finally you just shut it because you get too mad.
Yeah, you just got to tap it. So.
All right. Well, we are going to take it to a break here shortly. We've got some great guests on. We're going to be speaking to Laura Lamarca and Kelly Allen with Holistic Marketplace, a new way to shop. And then also we're going to have Logan Janis with Mostly Superheroes giving us the scoop on the movies and what's coming out. That's going to be hitting the theater. And then along with, if I could take my phone off my notes, also I'm excited to talk to Edward Perotti. He is a celebrity event planner, and his events and his experiences are like no other. He is the guy to the stars. So we're going to be talking to him. Going to have it's game day. So we're going to be playing a little do or don't rapid fire with Edward, so I hope he's ready for that. And then we are going to be having Kat Mues. She's going to have What's Rockin' in the City today, so you're going to know all about the bands that are going to be hitting the weekend. And then Session Taco. I think they're going to bring tacos with them.
I'm hoping so.
Kennedy McTeague is going to be coming in and talking about Session Taco for a little culinary treat. When they come in and they don't have treats, though, I get disappointed.
Especially by the end of the day, because at the end of the day, we are always starving.
Yeah, it's happy hour, and we don't have anything to drink.
Maybe they're listening now and going,
hey, we better make something really quick.
Okay.
All right, well, we're going to take it to a break. We're going to come back. We're going to speak to Laura Lamarca and Kelly Allen, find out about this holistic way of living that they have for us. So you're listening to In Your City Show. It's happy hour, so get your favorite beverage and keep tuning in to us. We've got a lot more to go at the Lou Information Station, live on demand at louinfo.com. It is Hot Vibes here on the In Your City show. Got some great guests we're going to be talking to on the Lou Information Station. You can go to louinfo.com, watch it live as TV.
Like TV.
Like TV. Or, of course, it's on the dial at KLIS locally there at the 590 AM. But why not watch us and be able to hear it clearly?
We've actually got enough on there right now. It's kind of like a limited series for binge watching. So you can do that right now.
That's exactly what everybody's going to want to do. But hey, I want to mention Dr. Otto before we get going with our guests here today with Otto Orthodontics. I mean, she is definitely a #1 orthodontist here in St. Louis. She's #1 as an Invisalign provider. They have 5 locations: Creve Coeur, De Pere, Fenton, and St. Peters, along with Wentzville. They accept most insurance, and they also do interest-free payment plans, which is awesome and can help people make it a little bit easier and a little stress-free when it comes to having a beautiful smile. And we know some friends that have gotten their teeth fixed, finished, covered, and they look absolutely amazing. They never smiled, and now they smile all the time, which is incredible to see. Also, they're offering, if you mention the In Your City show, you will get $1,000 off your treatment, which is
$1,000. That's a lot.
It is. It really is a lot, because insurance, they don't cover everything. Doesn't matter how good your insurance is. So being able to have that extra amount off is incredible. They have won the A-list, local awards, and it's because of her patients that trust her. She takes what she does very seriously, but with a gorgeous smile. What a gorgeous couple. We talk about them all the time. We're so jealous. Incredible people. OttoOrtho.com. Book your free consultation and let Dr. Otto help you smile with confidence, because you deserve it.
That's right.
All right, well, here we go. We are now coming in with our Hot Vibe guest, and that's Laura Lamarca, along with Kelly Allen. Not an island, but Allen.
Okay. It's okay.
It's okay. All day long I'm like butchering everything, so that's pretty much.
I don't even know where I got that from. I think I got that from, it was one of those Bachelor things, where one of the Bachelor guys used to always say that. It's okay.
Yeah, and that's hence why he's a bachelor.
Because
he walks around saying that. So we're going to be talking about the Holistic Household Company. So we know Laura as a cannabis coach and a holistic wellness advocate. She empowers family to create a healthier, toxin-free homes. And Laura's created a Koopy snack, which we have given to our dogs. It's a CBD infused dog treats and tinctures.
What's it called?
What?
Come on, Kel.
Get
some lip injections and then say that.
And I didn't get them yet, so when I do, that's when we're going to all suffer. But the holistic market, they're going to be having an event. So, Laura, Kelly, welcome to the show.
Thanks for
we know about your product for your dogs, but you're now diving deeper into this holistic world, and you have your own journey, and it began with your own health challenges. So you've started in one area, and now you're growing. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and what is taking you to where you're at right now?
Well, I started this whole journey back in 2020 because I was sick. I was sick of being sick. And so that's what led me on the cannabis journey. I learned to fire Big Pharma. I replaced it with cannabis, and it just continued to grow. I was able to introduce the whole pet line. Well, in January, the Department of Agriculture took that away from us. And so it really hurt. It cost us about $100,000, actually, if we're being honest. Yeah, it really hurt. And so I had a choice. I could give up, or I could just keep going. And so I don't give up. I never give up. And so I had already started making our own laundry detergent. I was doing some different things. So we pivoted and we created the Holistic Household. Kelly and I do a lot already together with holistic healing. And I was like, hey, what do you think about this idea? She's like, I think it's a great idea. And so together we started kind of putting together this whole holistic marketplace. And the cool thing about the holistic marketplace is we bring all of these wellness vendors together. So we're super excited about it. We're just trying to get it growing. But basically, it's going to be an indoor farmers market focused on wellness. And so in there, I was able to introduce all of our products. We're still able to talk to people about their pets, but now our dog treats don't have CBD in them because we can't with the Department of Agriculture.
It's kind of like you can't feed the homeless unless you
Yeah.
do it in a licensed kitchen.
Yeah.
So let's just let him eat out of the trash can. But
Yeah.
but I can't take sandwiches down to them if you get caught. Isn't that crazy?
It is. It is crazy, but it is what it is. You deal with. I don't have the kind of money to take on the Department of Agriculture, so
Well, we have 5 people that we brought up today that are the wealthiest in St. Louis. They have billions.
Well, explain to me this. Why the Department of Agriculture? Because it's for dogs, right?
Yes. So we had a commercial. Still do. We still have a commercial feed license to make the dog treats because they do regulate, what goes in to the dog treats. I don't know that they do it very well, but that's just my opinion. And so what happened was it kind of all came from the dispensaries. They were a little upset that they didn't get their way, that you had to buy CBD at the dispensaries. Oh. And so the courts were like, no, they're following the 2018 Farm Bill. You can't do that. What you're trying to do is basically create a monopoly. And so they weren't very happy. And so they noticed, they didn't say anything about pets. So they partnered up with the Department of Agriculture, and the Department of Agriculture said, sure, come on, we'll take care of it. And so the one lady that I have been dealing with since the day we got our commercial feed license, knew exactly what we did, sent me a letter letting me know it had been brought to her attention that we were making products for pets with CBD. And I was like, well, she's kind of known that for 3 years, but you don't argue, you just do.
She's saving her job.
Yeah, yeah. And so we pivoted, and we still make the Koopy snacks because I worked really hard to build that name. I'm not letting the Koopy snack name just die on the branch. And so Yachty's Yummies actually makes the treats for us now, and they use all bakers with disabilities. So it's a really cool thing now. We kind of partner together with them.
How did they let that slide with the Koopy snacks?
They can't make it with CBD. They're just an all-natural dog treat. And so we shifted the Koopy snack over to the holistic household. Okay. And so it's an all-natural dog treat. It's still a gluten-free, grain-free treat for a dog. So it's still a good dog treat. And on the Wellness Palooza side, we can only market to humans now.
Well, let's talk about what you can market. Yeah. Make sure we know about that instead of what we can't. So you have this event coming up, which is your market that you were just talking about. Yep. Tell me, for someone that really doesn't understand the holistic world, and when you talk about this well-being, what would someone need to know or to look for? What is the holistic market doing for people?
The holistic marketplace is helping people get the toxic chemicals out of their house. People have no idea how many toxic chemicals are in the products we use, and so
I think when you say holistic, you're talking end to end. So you're not just talking about things you put on topically, things you ingest, things that are in the air in your homes, all the products you use, down to the dishes, the types of cleaners, everything. So we're trying to kind of do a twofold thing. Number one, we want to educate people on what a holistic lifestyle is, make it attainable for them. Some of the products in the market are marketed as green or holistic or organic that aren't truly end-to-end. But the second part is make it accessible. So we have a ton of really great local, both product and actual service type vendors that are local to the community. We want to bring everyone together. We have local farmers who come, a ton of great services and products that everybody can shop from and shop locally and affordably.
That is so true. We were talking to my sister last night.
Yes, it just came to my head when she said that.
Let's say 35, how many toxins or something she had in there? She had lead, she had everything.
Oh, it's
in other words,
insane,
she had everything.
isn't it?
She had everything on the list.
Yep.
She had in her body when they did the test.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you feel that inflammation and that soreness. Like you have you go to the doctor and they're like, you don't have arthritis. It's like, well, then why can't I stand and everything hurts then? But I think it's just we're just filled with. I mean, first of all, we know how bad our foods are.
Yep.
And then the chemicals. I mean, a friend of my mom's literally was cleaning her shower with detergent like we use. It scrambled her brain because she
bet.
was inside of it, like, when you had the doors that, close all up, and she literally was cleaning. She passed out, and of course, when she was rushed to the hospital, they found out the chemical reaction had scrambled her brain. It's so important to be in a ventilated area, of course, if you're using hard chemicals, but and it is hard. We're from a generation where we're used to using these powerful bleach-smelling chemicals, and you don't think something's clean unless you're smelling that.
Right.
And they say vinegar and all of these. She made a concoction in my hair last night with rosemary or tea tree oil.
Which I'm
And
a little worried now. She's got all these toxins, and she's making some products for you that she's using.
so if I'm bald next week, you'll know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just used to these smells that means it's clean, but actually we're deteriorating the cells in our body as we're doing it, probably, right?
Yeah.
Where would you tell someone to start, as we're getting close to time, where would you tell someone to start getting their home in a healthy state when it comes to cleaning? Is there just a few products that you need for that?
Well, we do the laundry detergent, the room sprays, the Kelly's carpet sprinkle is awesome. We're getting people get rid of the fabric softener and the dryer sheets and go to the wool dryer balls. And then we just put some essential oils on there, teaching people what essential oils to not use in their home if they have pets, because there's a lot of them that can be toxic
I
to
really
pets.
need to learn that then.
Yep.
And I think it's as simple as, start small, whether
Yeah.
it's replacing, plastic Tupperware and things of that nature. Look at your cleaners, look at your products. There's a lot of great apps out there. Yuka is one of them.
Yeah.
It lets you scan your product.
Yuka?
It's Yuka,
Yeah.
Y-U-K-A.
Okay.
It lets you basically rate products that beauty, home,
Oh,
etc.
we get that. We get that on my phone.
Yeah.
Yuka?
And it's,
Don't you remember when I was looking up products and it would scale it on a 1
right.
to 10 scale
Yeah,
and says
exactly.
or 100% or
Yeah.
something like that? Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing for people is don't try to do everything at once. You can't start eating organically and get rid of all your cleaners and get rid of all your products in a day. But start small steps, and I think to an attainable lifestyle that it'll just become natural for everyone.
It's hard. Like, I have this laundry detergent that I absolutely love, and it smells so good. Every time we go somewhere, everybody's like, what are you wearing, or what do you have on? Or they can smell it. But when I use it too much and I have it, it literally breaks my skin out in bumps.
If you can smell it, it's usually, there's some
It's
toxicity.
an artificial.
Well, I can't imagine the toxins.
Especially
I actually
like
had a
if
lady
you
in the
have your
gym
dryer
say,
on.
Are you wearing? You shouldn't wear cologne in the gym.
It's my laundry detergent.
Yeah.
It makes them smell so good.
But it's the same thing. If you can smell clean when the dryer's on, you're just loading your clothes up with chemicals, and then you're going to put that on your body when you get out of the shower and your pores are open, and then it seeps down into your pores and your
Shoot.
skin. And
There's a lot seeping in. I love smells.
well, and that's why
everything
we
better.
have the marketplace, because we
the
want
oils.
people to start coming every single time we have it.
And
Because
learning.
ideally we want to get to a one location, but
Yeah.
right now we're just spreading our love around. We're going everywhere.
So again, the market is when?
Our next one is June 24th at Rise Family Chiropractic in O'Fallon.
Okay.
And then we have one in July.
July 23rd at Amplify Chiropractic in St. Peters.
Okay,
And everything's
great.
listed on our website, tickets, and our Facebook page as well.
What's that item that you won't absolutely share before we take it to a break?
Napkins, not even with my children.
Read that.
Kleenex.
We read that on there, didn't we? Yeah, we did read it on air. Kleenex. It's pretty disgusting, isn't it? All right, we are listening to Loot Information Station, lootinfo.com. You can watch us live there. Of course, like Gordon said, you can binge us. It's a really exciting thought, isn't it?
Limited series.
Saturday night if you're staying home. We're here for you. All right, we'll be back with more fun. We've got Logan Janis, actually. We're going to find out what's going on with mostly superheroes, and then you're going to meet Edward Perotti virtually with us here in the 5 o'clock hour. So keep drinking your beverages and stick around for some more happy hour. All right, we're back with some more hot vibes in the latter part of the first hour here and getting ready to go into our second happy hour. I'm Kelly Lamb.
I'm Gordon Montgomery.
And we're going to bring you Logan Janis. He's going to tell us what's going on in the movie world and more with mostly superheroes. So let's hear from Logan Janis.
Welcome back to Mostly Superheroes, a weekly pursuit for the world's best stories with an emphasis on St. Louis events, TV, and film. Some updates for you with some stuff we have going on at the show. I'm your host, Logan Janis. Welcome back to it. And you can find it all happening at mostlysuperheroes.com. We have some events happening in the St. Louis area. Tornado Relief, Steve's Hot Dogs on Del Mar, along with a lot of other locations on Del Mar, were hit hard by the recent May tornado. And on June 17th, you can build back the block, a concert relief fund at Steve's Hot Dogs Del Mar, as well as the Fountain on Del Mar. June 17th, come on out. Party gets started around 5. It's actually a reopening party for Steve's and the Fountain as well. So come out, show your support, help those affected by the May 16th tornado here in St. Louis. TV. In the TV realm, got to highlight a series on HBO this week, The Last of Us Season 2. No spoilers here. Go out and see it. All 7 episodes of the second season are streaming now on HBO Max. If you have Max, go out there and find it and watch it. This picks up right where season 1 left off. This is the video game Gone TV series. It does not matter if you've played this game, because I never have, and this is one of my favorite shows. And Pedro Pascal, pretty much anything with him I'm going to watch. So get on board with The Last of Us. Let us know what you think of the TV series. And movies, of course. This week, we're going to bring in co-host here, Scotty Scoop, on Mostly Superheroes, who made it out to some early screenings thanks to our friends at Allied Global Marketing that you should check out. Listen to Scotty right here, right now. A screening for How to Train Your Dragon, the live action shot-for-shot remake, as we've been told, actually by our good friend Mark from Alamo Drafthouse. Actually, it really gets us to the movies.
Yes.
I'm going to say it. I haven't seen the remake. I've seen the original, so I'm just going to help you with the business, Scott. You've seen this movie. Shout out your theater.
I did see it, and it was at the Alamo Drafthouse in the big show.
We have a top cast here of Mason Thames, Gerard Butler,
Nico Parker,
thank you. And then we had supporting roles from Nick Frost, Julian Dennison, and some others. Director on the film is Dean DeBlois. And the release date on the film is officially, I got a June 13th here.
Yes.
I believe that's sounding correct, but you saw it here, man, really over a week early.
I mean, they're so big, they're having 2 screenings.
And I guess we just got it, the biggest elephant in the room. They made this movie. It was animated. Now we got the live action. Scotty, the floor is yours. How to Train Your Dragon, the live action remake in 2025.
So Hollywood has got an issue with live action remakes. They're really just like, what can we do? Live action, all these cartoons that people really love. What did they have? Snow White and Beauty and the Beast and
Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch just came out. Folks, this is the gold standard in live action remakes.
So you went in.
I went in 100% skeptical.
You were like, here we go again.
I was like, why? Why did they do this? This is the gold standard. This was absolutely beautiful. If you love this movie, like, I don't need to give you any kind of synopsis. Live action remakes should be made, and people in the future should look at this and say, look, they changed almost nothing, and they did the work on what it looks like. Scotty Scoop, this is Mostly Superheroes.
See you for the next movie review.
Yes, sir. We'll be there.
And ending on movies, we are counting down to our screen and socials in July. Of course, if you see the shirt and you're watching the visuals, Superman in theaters July 11th. There are some early screenings out there. If you have Fandango and an Amazon Prime account, go look at the Fandango app, and there are even some screenings available in St. Louis for July 7th. And then see the movie with us, Mostly Superheroes, at Alamo Drafthouse, July 12th. On a Saturday, July 12th. Mark your calendars. Go to mostlysuperheroes.com/events and see Superman with us, as well as Fantastic Four. Screen and social is July 26th. 2 opportunities for you to come out to the Alamo, see a movie with us in the big show and win prizes from all of your local favorites like Steve's Hot Dogs, Four Hands, Team Jakey, City Winery St. Louis, the Fabulous Fox, St. Louis Symphony Orchestra, and so many more. That's right, mostlysuperheroes.com, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and any social media account at Mostly Superheroes. Remember to use that promo code Mostly out there to get you a discount on stuff like the Voltron store, Four Hands Beer, City Winery tickets, and more. Thanks again for checking out Mostly Superheroes this week, and we will see you next time. I'm your host, Logan Janis. Take it easy.
Thanks, Logan. We appreciate all the great stuff that's going on out there. We actually have another one. Shriners Children celebrates 101 years with a stroll into the summer. So actually this Saturday, June 14th, where patients, their families, and community will walk 1.5 miles around the hospital. The goal of the fundraiser is to raise $80,000. So if you want to be part of this, this is the 5th annual stroll into summer this Saturday, June 14th, and 101 years they have been taking care of families, so that's pretty cool. Also, I want to give a big shout out before, of course, the end of the hour here is the St. Louis Closet Company with Jennifer Williams. And we talk about her every day we're on here. We're proud that she is a sponsor of the show, and we're honored just because we know her and the type of business that she does, that she is part of what we do. I mean, she just runs an incredible business. Her team that have been with her, she keeps growing her team because they keep getting larger. What I love is they do everything in-house, so you know when you are getting a project done in your house that it's going to be taken care of right then and there with her team on location. Something they're known for is and that they stand out as their floor-based systems that add strength and stability while giving you that seamless built-in look. She's local, it's not a franchise, it's the family that works together every day running this business since 1991. And Jennifer Williams, when you go in there, you're going to meet her, you're going to see her, and she is going to be part of your experience. Every single system is custom designed, locally manufactured, and professionally installed. No cookie cutter pieces whatsoever. What Jennifer likes to say is to take your home from chaos to calm. The St. Louis Closet Company is your go-to for creating that functional, beautiful space in every corner of your home. Support small, support local, and get organized with the St. Louis Closet Company. So we are excited. The 5 o'clock hour is coming up. We are going to be talking to Edward Perotti. He is a celebrity event designer, and his designs are, only wish he could do my next party. That would be amazing. So our question of the day, of course, is what is something that you would not absolutely want to share? Chris Gooden says a liberal meme. Okay. Debbie Dindler says my man. That would be a good one. Straws. Yeah, there's something about that straw, sipping it up. I don't want
Stuff goes back into the straw.
It's so funny, but there are things that just, Jeremy Knox says, my wife, no pineapples are on their porch. All right, it's 4:59. We're coming back, the second hour of the show. It is still happy hour. Get your beverage, have some fun with us right here on the Lou Information Station on demand at louinfo.com. It is the new KLIS, and you're listening to the In Your City show. We'll be right back.
Can you hear me, Edward?
I can hear you.
Perfect. All right. Give us a couple seconds. We're on break right now, but we're getting ready to come on, okay?
All
We'll
good.
introduce you.
We're ready. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Mike's on.
Okay. We are back with the second hour of our happy hour, the hottest happy hour in STL with the In Your City show. I'm Kelly Lamb, Gordon Montgomery there on the side, pressing some buttons and keeping us going through the show. So we are excited in this second hour to bring you a really special guest, Edward Perotti. He is, oh my gosh, he is known for transforming parties and red carpet galas and brand experiences. I mean, just an unforgettable, actually a work of art is what Edward's about. He has been featured in Business Insider, Real Simple, Refinery 29, Southern Living, Variety, Forbes. The list goes on and on and on. And we are delighted to have Edward with us. So welcome to the show. Welcome to In Your City, the Lou Information Station. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little.
hold on, Edward.
Edward, for some reason, he didn't press the buttons very good because I can't hear a word you're saying.
Yeah, you were on. Hold on one second. Let's find out what's going on.
Good.
All right, technical difficulties. So you tell me when you've got this fixed. So Edward can help you.
Hold on one second. Edward, can you hear us?
I can hear you perfect.
I don't know if you can hear us. Check your mic. We heard you a minute ago, and now we can't hear you.
I don't see him.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
I know what we're going to have to do. Talk
Okay.
now, Edward.
Can you hear me?
There. All right, so are we going to be able to get rid of the two of him?
Yeah, there we go. All right, now start again.
Oh my gosh. So sounding great for all the radio listeners right now.
Yeah.
So thank you for being with us. I love the wall behind you.
Thank you. I had debated for so long and then thought, you know what? I'm pretty proud of some of these people that I've had the chance to interview on stage, and I just decided to pull my favorite ones and stick them behind me.
I love that. That looks like a lot of great stories behind you.
Oh, it is. It's part of what I do even with all the events, right? It's all storytelling. And then to be able to talk to these people who have these stories that everyday individuals can relate to and just connect with. They're beautiful memories for me, so I have to use them.
Absolutely incredible. So you have designed everything from celebrity galas to private palace parties. Man, what is the secret sauce that you have that you make these holiday parties just truly unforgettable?
Listening. My grandparents used to always tell me about and try and instill in me that it was my secret sauce was giving people what they needed, not what they wanted. And I guess that was their nice way of saying I was a pain in the butt child, and defiant. But I just found that has served me so well with events, because it is about listening to what somebody truly wants and not what they think they want.
Okay.
And
That's a
then
good way.
taking that and building on that.
Yeah. So tell us, when did you get this gift and of this talent to create these events? What was your first event that really put you on the map?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, when I first found, and I'm not sure I would call it a gift. I think everybody has something in them. I just discovered that I was destined for theater, and when I realized I wasn't that good, um, and I was just playing, this kind of fell into my lap, and this to me is another way of theater. This is creating an environment where an audience is going to hear, feel, smell, understand messages, and understand an experience. So that's kind of where I started with this. What I would say put me on the map was I was one of the first individuals to, or from the States, to close the Louvre down and privatize it. And that kind of got a little ripple going of who the heck is he?
That's incredible. Um, so you've got some tips here. We've got summer coming up. You've got 4th of July, summer parties. What would be some, I guess, why don't you give us, so we're hosting at home, what are 3 things that you should never overlook if you want your event to feel elevated?
Okay, so first off, and this is one that these topics I love because people always seem to get bogged down in the fear that they are hosting people in their homes. And
Yeah.
they get over nervous and they overthink it. They over architect something that should be very simple. And that's one of the big things is don't overthink, don't over architect the entire experience. That alone is going to elevate. There is beauty in simplicity, which is kind of ironic as I say that as I look up and I see the picture from the opera in Paris. But from a personal perspective, it's a little hypocritical to say that with that photo. Um, but it really is important for people to understand you, for people to feel your warmth as you're inviting them into your home. And if you do that properly, you've already elevated the experience just off that bat, right? You've become approachable. And then from there, it really kind of just all comes together. If, with your location and with your audience's location, I love the idea, especially in the summer, especially at 4th of July, to really lean into who you are as a community. What did your community do for this country over the past 249 years? Right? I mean, those are so that it doesn't always need to be expected. And that's another way to elevate, right? Think past the obvious. Think past the red, white, and blue. Think past the red checkered linens and, sliced watermelon at a picnic that you're doing. Think past all of that and what is unique to you, what is unique to your friends, what is unique to your culture, and bring that forward in a way that's authentic, and that again will elevate the experience for your guests.
So how do you balance that, that tradition with innovation when you are, planning a party and you still want it to be fresh, and we have those old, like you just said, July 4th, these old traditional values and then innovation. What is an idea, or how do you change it up to give it that fresh look?
Well, I mean, once again, I'm going to personalize it for you all. Look at where you're at. To me, your location is next to New York City, is the ultimate American history story of a melting pot. Everybody had to go through as they were headed west, right? Why wouldn't you take something like that with the different cultures and the whole melting pot idea and turn that into a celebration? I know certain words are overused and over politicized, but we still are a country that's a melting pot. We don't
Yes, we
always
are.
have to do barbecue ribs and chicken. Why can't we bring out other cultures with an American flair? Why not do a fusion of things? Right? Different cultures, different mindsets, and really play on that. I mean, I had a client once that did a, believe it or not, did a barbecue with ribs, but did a dry rub made out of curry powder. That was where their wife was from. And it was beautiful. It was so tasty, aside from that, but it was really cool because it was personal.
Exactly. Were you gonna ask something, Gordon?
So, Edward, I got to tell you, I've been in production all my life, and it doesn't seem like there's ever a day that something, whenever you're doing these big productions, something's got to go wrong.
Yes.
I want to hear a nightmare story of one of your productions.
I don't know, like maybe blowing out the power in a convention center in the middle of the
Oh my
show.
gosh.
Uh, uh, let's see. The main entertainment deciding that they didn't want to go on stage. I'm going to try and not name names
Yeah.
because I'm
No,
sure
go ahead.
they'll hunt me down. Um, let's see, what else? I've I avoid weddings like the plague, just to be clear, but the ones that I have done usually tend to be the biggest Murphy Law events on the planet. If anything can go wrong, they will go wrong at a wedding more than anything else. Um, how about a bride walking out? Uh,
Oh wow.
let's see. There's oh yeah, I am truly amazed that no one's ever really written a book or or a true story. I mean, it's like it's a perfect sitcom to follow an event planner behind the scenes and to really see. I mean, I think it's hysterical that you know I have stories of me getting in fights with chefs, which you never do, by the way. Never, ever, ever
Especially when
touch
they're
an
holding the
executive
knife.
chef's
Yeah,
knife.
holding the knife.
Never touch their knives. Never fire them right before the event. Little things like
Those
that.
are
And I do say that tongue in cheek, but it if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. And as much as I don't like being called an event planner, because that always just suggests all the logistics and not the creative and not the experience part of it, I am still by nature a planner. So myself and my peers in this industry, we are, as you know, you're trained for contingency plans. You always have the what if in the back of your head. What if this happens? What if the power goes out? Nowadays, what if half of my attendees can't get through the airport TSA? Right? I mean, it's constant evolution of what if, what if, what if, what if. And then when the event's over, you collapse, you go in the fetal position, hopefully with a martini in your hand, and you wake up and you dysfunctionally say, okay, moving on to the next one.
we watch movies, of course, and celebrities and, fictional stories. So tell me, what is it like to work with someone like Ariana Grande? Or, I mean, are they, we're just people, us here. So what's it like working with some of these celebrities like that? Do you have a favorite?
Um, I, well, I definitely had a favorite. Um, and I'm very cautious about naming names.
Okay.
So because everybody knows how to find me, and
Yes.
so let's be wary of that. But first off, for the most part, and I'm going to punch for the most parts, they're people like us. There is no difference. Now there is a certain percentage that need to have weights put on their ankles and dragged back down to earth and realize that they are not and I will not use my colorful language, I promise, but they are not all that in a bag of chips. And those are the ones that I really enjoy because I have a filter problem, and I don't get stuff.
Welcome to our world.
And it is one of those where I have fired clients. I have a very strict business code when it comes to philanthropic and giving back with my events into local communities where the events are hosted. Um, just how they are as individuals, who they support, all those things, right? We need to match to work together for me to figure out who and what you want. So for those, oh, I'll be mean and say 20% that are not of this planet. Um, they need a reality check. And, at a certain point in your career, you realize that they need you versus you needing them. So
That's a
being
good
able to
motto to
speak to
have.
them direct and to tell them what you want is ridiculous and it's kind of stupid and it's kind of 1970s. So once again, give them what they need, not what they want. The rest of the population, I would say I have nothing but kind, warm thoughts and embrace. The one name I will drop that everybody tends to be shocked with is I fell in love with Carrie Fisher. Absolutely fell in love with Carrie and was nothing like the tabloids put her out to be. And it just, I would sit there and I'm like, as real as can be. And you have to love that. I mean, we all understand you have a on-stage, off-stage persona.
Sure.
I try really hard. It's one and the same. You're buying this. It's an acquired taste. So be sure you like the taste because it's not changing.
How does the world of social media work with what you do? And would you give tips to somebody that is out there doing an event? When you work so hard to do something and you want people to see it, do you have any tips or information when it comes to social media and working with an event?
I am probably the worst when it comes to social media. Once again, it kind of goes back to business ethos. Sorry, I still a little bit of info if I drop words. So I'm 6 years recovering from a stroke that had paralyzed me. So
Oh my God.
every now and then my brain still drops words. So just know that I'm not being well, I am being slow. Let's call that out. But
I
anyway,
didn't have a stroke
um,
and I'm much worse, so I commend you.
okay, then I'm coming out to see you because we need to go walk into a bar together and see who trips first. Um,
Be
but
me.
no, I personally don't do a lot of social media because I'm not a big, I don't like to show people. I don't like to show companies. I want to show the work and I also want to be hired and I want my team hired for the work, not because I did so and so's 50th birthday party or I did such and such movie launch or I'm doing this company's trip or program. That and that's truly a personal business decision. But I also find that when people put stuff out on social media, it does set a level of expectation that other people who follow them want to aspire to, but get intimidated. And that's the other part of it is when peers are looking at social media and clients are looking at page 6 and seeing these fabulous events, it's my job to tell them you can't have that because that's a moment in time created by somebody else with someone else's mind. So it's more of when you look at the social media events and if you're putting stuff out there, talk about what inspired you versus just showing a flashy picture. Get your audience to start understanding you and how you think, right? I'll put a photo out there, but I'll talk about why I picked that photo and why I picked that design because I was inspired by X, Y, and Z, trying to get people to understand inspiration comes from everywhere. And that's what they should be taking forward.
I love this look right here. I love the look where it's outside. I mean, of course, the opera theater there is absolutely, beyond fabulous. But that coziness of that outside, I think outside events, they just seem to grab my attention, and I really resonate to that.
Well, and that particular.
Just stop pressing buttons, sir.
There we go.
All right, we're back.
That particular.
the world of virtual. Oh my goodness. I like old school. I was saying earlier, I just want to get in my car and put a key in it. I'm like, all this new stuff just gets you twisted around and all messed up. But we're old in a new world.
I was going to say, my team tells me to don't even touch an Excel budget, because they're like, you look at it and somehow all the coding changes. So I'm with you 100%. Just looking at it will screw it up. So don't do it.
All right, so we're going to play a little game here. I'm going to give you a name of a star, and you're going to tell me in 30 seconds how you would theme it and what food and vibe would you give to that person. You ready?
Oh, you're cruel. Okay, bring it on.
All right, here we go. You're going to do Taylor Swift's party. What's it going to be?
Taylor Swift is not going to be a big elaborate party. Taylor Swift is going to be a small, intimate cocktail party.
Ooh.
And it's going to be specialty drinks, and it's going to be interactive food where people actually have to converse and talk.
Oh, I like that. I like that party. I want to be there. All right, you're doing a party, Martha Stewart.
Brownies.
Oh God, Martha, don't kill me.
Brownies.
Wait, what did you say?
He said brownies. Snoop Dogg and brownies.
Snoop Dogg brownies.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because the first thing that popped in my head was it was orange based with bars. But,
oh my gosh.
oh my God.
That was good.
If I get an email from Martha, I'm blaming you too. Martha. Once again, I'm going to say it's going to be in her kitchen. Ooh. Because everything about these people it's so big and grand that's expected. I would rather go to Martha's house and hang out with her at her island as we're all making dinner together.
Ooh,
I think that's always been, to me, Martha's charm, when she's on camera and she's talking about the prepping of the food. And I want my food to be simple with Martha. I want it to be approachable, and I want it to be tasty, and I want it to be flavorful, but I want to not be intimidated by it.
All right, Ryan Reynolds. There you go.
Oh, you are so setting me up. You are so taking me to the dark side. Well, first off, I would do nothing with flowers, because that would just be too Blake, but I didn't say that out loud. God, I'm going to get hate mail. Ryan, I think Ryan is a backyard barbecue with beer, sausages, and steak. I don't see Ryan, but impeccably dressed.
Yes.
And I think the food would be impeccable, but I do think, once again, for me, Ryan is the approachability. Right? It is, and he's not in the media flashy. So to me, doing flashy would seem out of character.
True. He's very funny.
So I would backyard barbecue.
And he's really cute. All right.
Yeah,
so now we're going to rapid fire with do's and don'ts. All right. Are we doing glitter centerpieces?
No.
How about if it's Barbie?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
That's a don't. Themed cocktails named after guests.
I'm going to say that's middle ground. That's a maybe, depending on your guest.
What did you say on that one?
You broke up on us. We lost your signal.
Oh, that's why you need to be
It
in the
could be
studio with
kind of
us.
fun.
All right. Ugly sweater photo booths. Are we doing the ugly sweaters anymore?
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Sorry. To the
How
radio
about the
audience, I'm sorry
charcuterie
if that
boards?
got
I
you
mean,
down.
they're just like, and then, shaping them in Christmas trees and hearts. And are we doing those?
No, we're not doing those, but we are doing dessert boards.
Okay. Oh, I
We are
love that.
playing with the idea of a board itself, but a charcuterie board has been played to death. Find other creative ways to do it.
Just, we got to stop. But we can go to dessert boards.
Gotta stop.
Got to
Yes,
stop.
something, please.
Do you think we should have live animals at events?
In cages? We're not in cages.
I'm not sure.
Um, because there is a big push on the corporate side with events to have emotional breaks where they will bring puppies in and let people play with puppies and things. But the idea at a kids party of having a llama or a giraffe or any of that stuff, I'm sorry, but the people who can afford to bring the llama and the giraffe in, their guests can afford to take the kids to the zoo. So I would say no.
No. So I really feel like you do these extravagant, elegant events, but you really are talking about keeping it simple as well, and really going with your personality to bring out that theme, that feel, what you're wanting to do for that event, whether it's small or large. And are you, obviously the events you're doing, these people have some big budgets, and you're working with the stars, but us out here that want some tips and want to be able to put a party to look like, it's one for the celebrities. You've got tips for that and advice for that. And if people want to see more of your work and learn about you, how can we see more of you and find out and learn about having great parties? And maybe we don't have the biggest budget, but we want to know how to do it right.
Well, first off, they can find me on Instagram at Perotti EA, and I have zero issue people sending me messages, unless they're inappropriate messages. But at this
Yeah.
age,
Well,
I
unless they're a
kind
lot
of
of
find
fun.
hardly anything appropriate. But I'm just I'm kind of flattered when it gets inappropriate at this age. But when it comes to the first thing that I'm going to tell somebody is stop comparing. The
Okay.
money is irrelevant. It truly is irrelevant, because if you actually release that creative genius that everybody has in them, it's going to come out in the event. So, yes, we all want to have an unlimited budget. We all want those experiences, and they are absolutely insane to attend and to view. But at the end of the day, can I say how many people actually connect at those events versus standing in a corner, social media, right? Going to a bar, hanging out with their little clique. I would rather people be more authentic when it comes to their own personal. Right? I mean, business is business, and there are reasons why we do these. But when it comes to entertaining and for the individuals entertaining, it really needs to be authentic and personal, and find those little ways. One big tip is to shop your home.
And when you say
I
that, what do you mean?
every I don't know about you, but so the house we're in now, we've been here for almost 12 years. So, nooks and crannies have accumulated a lot of decor over the years that gets boring and put away, and you get new stuff. And, Marie Kondo would probably have a field day in my house. But I find myself, before I go shopping for centerpiece stuff, I literally will go in closets, and I'll go in the garage, and I'll go in storage, and I'll see what uh-oh, there's a backstory with that pointing. Um, but I'll find things that I forgot I had, or things that I can reimagine in a way, and just, it sparks me. So
Yeah.
before you go to a party store or a Target or a Walmart or anything to go buy a vase or go buy a platter, look what you have first, and look what you've forgotten. pull all those out and start building on that and fill in the blanks versus starting anew, and
It's a
let
great
that give
idea.
you your inspiration.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And one more tip, when it is so important for people to socialize and to connect, what advice would you give, or maybe a party tip that could be really great to add to get people to really mingle together and to socialize and get to know each other and not sit around getting that next picture on social media? Yeah, we all want our party to go viral, right? We want everybody to see it and know it was the best. We have our events for our magazines that we own, which you'd make a great story in it. And, but we want people to really get to meet and know other people. Is there a tip that you could give us, that, or something we could do that really gets people to come together and socialize?
It really depends on the size of the event, right? If you're doing a dinner party for 12 people, we recently did one for an individual, and they knew each other, but they didn't know each other, if that makes sense, right? They're all acquaintances, or they say friends, but have they dug deep? And so what we did for their place cards is I went and got pictures of all of them that they all were comfortable giving me, of their childhood, something about them when their childhood, and had them printed as 4x3, put as frames, and instead of their name at the seats, that was there. And they had to explain that photo and that whole, where that came from and something about that day to the table.
That
Just
is
to
a
let
fabulous
people
idea.
And it was all it was to just, all of a sudden you've humanized somebody. So it just, and for the bigger groups, it could be as silly as you start a rumor. And
Start a
you just
rumor.
see how it's hysterical. You start a rumor about somebody without them knowing it, and you just see it work around, but it gets people talking. But then as the host or hostess, you address the rumor about an hour in of what you were doing. And it's like, so who here has been talking about it? Raise your hand. And all of a sudden people realize that they've all been talking about something other than surface. They're all kind of like, oh my God, did you hear that so-and-so did this? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, when I was a kid, I did something similar. And it's silly how our childhood little game, oh my God, I swear to God, I need to come to your city. We need to sit in the studio and really get
Yes,
saucy
we do.
or spicy, whatever the term is. But the games we did as children work really well as adults.
Yes. So I
And
want
that
to have a
is- and
cakewalk
that's
at my
the whole
next
thing.
party.
As long as they're rum-lace cakes, do it.
Remember that at school, I always wanted to be that person last in the chair to go home with the cake.
But as much as you're laughing, people will remember that. They will
Yes.
talk about the fact that, oh my God, do you remember in kindergarten at the end of school party we had the cake? It will get them talking. So
It's true.
bring those memories out, that then lets them have permission to be their authentic self.
I love that. And I love that you use that word a lot. I love that you use the word simple. Everything doesn't have to be so extravagant to really make a memorable event. I love that you took time with us today, Edward, and shared some tips. And we're going to do the at a party with the picture. I love that idea. I think that's fabulous. I thought it was a cute idea just at a wedding, which of course you don't want to do anymore, neither does he. But on the table, they had a picture of the bride and groom. So if you were at table 1, you had a picture of the bride and groom when they were 1. And if you were at table 6, you had a picture of the bride and groom when they were 6. And it made us, as conversation. It's just, so I think that it's a nostalgic feel. I think anything that brings back memories really makes the conversation go. So I think we have to remember that. Even when we do a question of the day, which I need to ask you, is what is that one thing that you don't want to share?
That you
won't
refuse to share.
Refuse to share. Mine is drinking milk out of the same cup.
Well, but if I share it, then I've broken my refuse to share. So that's kind of entrapment. Um,
Yes.
that I refuse to share. I mean, I will share this, and all of my inner circle knows this, but there are certain times where, and as you know, I'm a little spoiled. I get to travel, I get to eat fabulous food, I get to meet amazing chefs. But what is the one thing that absolutely makes me beyond happy when I get home from all of this is sitting on my bed with the remote in one hand, the dogs on the foot of the bed with me, and a plate of Oreo cookies and a small glass of milk.
Oh, Gordon. And you won't share those
I,
Oreo cookies.
Absolutely.
oh
Not.
hell no, I will not share
No.
them. I literally will come. My husband has to bring his own plate down. There's
Not
what was it, the
happening.
line from Friends? Joey don't share. Joey does not share.
I love that. Edward Perotti, and I said that correct, the last name, because I didn't get to talk to you beforehand to make sure, but the Perotti, that's Italian. Yes?
So my grandfather is northern, my grandmother is southern, so it really depends on what part of Italy. It's either Perotti or Perotti. Either one is correct, as long as you call me.
It's my family is Marcelli, and they're from northern Italy, the Carrara, the city of marble. So what a
Uh,
beautiful Italy. There's nothing like it.
yeah,
Do you go back?
nothing like it.
You
I
do
have
go back?
not. Well, almost the last time I was there a year and a half ago. But the family's scattered to the wind. My mother's from Holland, so I actually spent more time growing up in Holland and in France than I did in Italy.
Oh. Well, thank you for
I was a
sharing with
spoiled
us. We
brat.
really appreciate it. Edward Perotti or Perotti, depending on where you are in Italy.
I was going to say Perotti.
Perotti, you were going to
Yes.
say? Okay. He is your party extravaganza. You have got it going on in every way. We're jealous of all the people that you've met along the way and the food that you get to eat and the travel that you get to do. So we'll live vicariously through you as we follow you on the social media trail. And thank you for spending some time with us.
Thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
Cheers, Edward. All right, that's the In Your City show. Edward Perotti, it was so great to talk with him. What fabulous ideas and tips, and just think of the people that he meets along the way in his events that he plans. It's just
it's
incredible.
incredible.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they're beautiful.
what a life, and the pictures that were behind him. I mean, it's just a sprinkling of where he's been and who he's met along the way. So we're thrilled that he spent some time with us and sharing. We're going to come back. We're going to speak to Session Taco, get a little culinary buzz going on after talking with Edward. So we're going to be right back with more fun right here on the In Your City show on the Lou information station at louinfo.com.
morning, Cat Mues here, and here's what's going on this weekend in music. Friday, kick off your weekend right with Wrath of Khan. They'll be at Salvatore's, and right next door, Hello Newman will be at Rebar in St. Charles. Decades Apart debuts at Bobby's Place, and Pick and Lickin' will be at Broadway Oyster Bar. Justice is Served at St. Charles Music House, and the Alley Muds will be at 9th Street Deli at Howard's. Plastic Kings will be at Frankie Martin's, and Happy Hand Grenades will be at BS Bar and Grill. Champagne Fix will be playing the Community Park Plaza grand opening, and Roscoe Light Trio will be at Chicken and Pickle. It's tribute night, 3 bands, no waiting. Use My Third Arm, a Pantera tribute. Pluck, a System of the Down tribute, and Shove It, a Deftones tribute. All at Charlotte Pub, where the best musicians play and the music matters. Trixie Delight will be at Cyberg's, and it's Clint Wilson's birthday. Happy birthday, Clint. And Smoke and Fogey will be at O London. The Fry Project will be at Grafton Pub. Saturday, Toxic Johnny will be at Two Dogs. Ford Rangers will be at Paris and St. Peter's. And Patty and the Hitman will be at the Great Grizzly. Super Jam will be at Frankie Martin's. Decades Apart's doing a twofer. They'll be at Grafton Pub from 1 to 5:30. And then you can check them out at KT Saloon at 8:30. Missouri with special guest the Midnight Boys will be at Red Flag. And Two for Flinching returns to Backstage Bar and Patio. Bad Decisions is back to Rock Cliff and Ellis. And Lost Dog will be at Sky Music Lounge at 6:30. And stick around for the Shrinking Violets at 9. The Two Divides will be at Herald Square Amphitheater. And Rewind will be at the Pump House. 0 to 90 will be at Brewski's, and Rock Mafia debuts at Trainwreck. Smoke and Fogey will be at Dog Prairie Tavern, and Kevin Wayne Gruen will be at Blue Room. Top Heavy will be at Mimi's at Ferguson, and Alice in Reverse will be at Salvatore's. 10 times 0 will be at Rebar in St. Charles. After midnight will be at Nancy's Night Shift, and the Max Stevens Band will be at St. Charles Music House. Sunday, fun day, happy Father's Day. Ticket, a tribute to the Beatles, will be at the Boathouse on the North Shore from 2 to 6. Kevin Wayne Gruen will be at Billy Bob's Juke Joint, and Worth the Fight will be at the Hog Pit. Live music is better. Thank you for supporting our artists and venues. Check out STL on Monday nights from 7 to 9 and have a safe week, St. Louis.
Hear the trumpets, hear the pipers.
Oh, thank you, Cat Mues. We appreciate you bringing us what's rocking in the city. And now we're going to talk about what's delicious in the city. We have Kennedy McTeague in with us. She is with Session Tacos, and nothing like a delicious taco. And you know, all tacos, there's so many different styles and types of tacos, and you have your unique brand there. Give us a little, for someone that hasn't been to a Session Taco, can you give us a little bit about it, and how many locations do you have?
Yeah, so Session Taco is inspired by kind of like California-esque tacos, so it's a very like coastal flair to them. Each taco is very different. It's kind of hard to like lump them together. We have like a mango habanero, which is just so good. There's Baja fish, a twist on a carne asada taco, lobster taco. So the list goes on and on. But we also have mission style burritos. We have some SoCal faves, we have some quesadilla tacos. So the list goes on and on of what we have to offer.
What's the go-to at Session Taco? What is it that everybody shows up? It's what you're known for.
That mango habanero and a margarita.
And a margarita.
I was going to say, because you know what? Everybody judges a Mexican taco type place by the margaritas.
Our margaritas. So we actually just brought back our original margarita recipe. We were playing with it, and we were getting so many comments like, bring back the old margarita, bring back the old margarita. So we actually partner with the distillery down in Washington, Missouri, and they do our carousel. It's one of a kind. You can't get it anywhere else. So we brought that recipe back, and that is something that everybody comes for.
You're gonna have to come back with tacos, because I'm looking. She's talking about these tacos, and I can smell them, but I can't see any.
We'll have to do a food drop tomorrow, maybe.
I have been to your Session Taco actually at the streets of St. Charles. Went there with my daughter for lunch in between, and really enjoyed it. And the tacos are delicious. What other locations do you have? And I believe do you have a new one that's opening? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have a location in Soulard, Del Mar, St. Charles, Kirkwood. Town and Country, which is kind of our newest location. That one opened about a year ago, and then we're reopening our Central West End location.
Reopening, so it's going to have a new look, and is there going to be something different from your other session tacos at this location?
So it'll still be same session vibe, that SoCal vibe. It burned down a few years ago, and so we took the time to rebuild, revamp, and yeah, so we're super excited to open it. It's been a hectic month for us, but we're excited.
And what is the date, or what is it's going to be coming up this weekend, or we're looking for it this month?
This month. You can keep an eye out for it this month.
Are there going to be some specials or something going on with the reopening? Will it just be at that location, or will all your session tacos be celebrating the opening?
I think all locations will be very happy that Central West End is reopening, and then we offer company-wide specials pretty much every day of the week. You can get a deal. There's pretty much not an hour of the day that there's not a deal going on. So they will just be celebrating that. I'm sure we'll have something up our sleeves to celebrate the reopening of Central West End.
Is it just in St. Louis Session Taco, or are they all over?
So we have a location in Kansas City as well, in the East Crossroads district, so that art district, like downtown KC.
So you're kind of, it's moving.
Yeah, so we actually had a few different locations in Kansas City, and then that East Crossroads one was just booming, and so we have that one, and then we have a new concept opening in Park Place.
And what's that? So a new concept, what does that mean then?
So the Tilford brothers had Milagro Modern Mexican here in St. Louis, and then we are opening La Pez, which is going to be very similar to Milagro, just a little bit more elevated. It's going to still have that coastal flair to it, but it'll be more entree focused. So Chef Jason has had a really fun time developing that menu, and we'll have some exciting things to come.
I love looking at Baja Shrimp Ceviche. That sounds amazing. The Baja Fish Tacos.
What is your go-to? Because I always like to ask someone who's works there or is affiliated with it, what is your go-to? Because that's the key right there.
So it really depends on what part of the menu we're talking about, because I kind of have something, but
Give me your favorite taco, and then give me your favorite entree.
Okay, so I'll start with the starter. Street corn fritters. I have them almost every day. Me and Selena actually got them today.
See, I love corn.
Yeah, they are so good. It's just like they never come out bad. Like every single time they come out, they're good. Flautas are a starter, but I kind of treat them as an entree almost. So chicken flautas, and then my favorite taco is a hot fried chicken taco. It's like a hot
fried chicken
what is in
taco.
That?
It's just like a little chicken dipped in habanero oil, which is, if you're kind of sensitive to spice, maybe.
Now, is it really hot, or is it just?
It can get hot, but it is just like, it's so flavorful that even though it's hot, you're just like, I have to finish this taco just because it's so good. And the carne asada taco, I cannot get enough of carne asada taco. Carne asada fries. I'm big on steak, so anything carne asada on our menu. You're
going to go for it then. So what kind of margaritas do you have there?
Frozen, we have a reserve, we have a spicy, we have flavored, we have our classic margarita. So any kind of twist on a margarita.
I love the little twist on it with that spice in it. It was kind of it almost takes a little bit of the sweetness or the sourness away with that little bit of spice put in there like that. I really had it for the first time in 2020. Someone said put jalapenos in your margarita, and so ever since then I've always been wanting a spicy margarita. It's not bad. It just kind of takes that sourness off, I guess, maybe.
It does take it off, yeah. And I don't like jalapenos, so it was like, but I like them in a margarita.
And I love the tahini rim on it. It just is like, it just all goes together. All the flavors, it's sweet, it's spicy, it has like that tahini flavor to it too. So I kind of always ask for a tahini rim on my margarita. Yeah. That's kind of my touch to it. But all of our margaritas, I have to remember, I work there, you can't just go there.
So with Session Tacos, do you have the same hours everywhere? What kind of hours is it? Lunch, dinner? What kind of hours do you have?
So we open 11 o'clock at all locations, but our county locations, they kind of close a little bit earlier than our city locations, so that Del Mar, Soulard, and Central West End, they'll be open a little bit later.
Stays a little bit later.
So everybody's getting involved in events and things going on around the community. What's going on with Session Tacos? Do they have any events or any?
Yeah,
pop-ups, anything
so
going on?
back in March, we kind of launched this idea of different sessions, and we were kind of rolling with spring sessions, and we got such positive feedback that we were like, let's open it up to summer. So now we're in our summer sessions, and we started off with an arcade tournament, a paint and sip, and some live music, and it was a hit, the live music. I think it's a really St. Louis thing.
Yeah.
Is they just want to go out
As
and
you
listen
heard,
to music.
Kat, I mean, look at all the bands
that are
and that. I
playing,
mean, I never realized how many are out there all weekend long until hearing her segment and, you know, giving all these live, and she's not even probably naming all of them.
Yeah.
It's just the circle and that she, you know, I guess promotes. I'm not sure, but I'm just amazed every weekend at how many live events. Do you have live music every weekend or just sometimes for special events?
So we're on a rotating schedule since we have so many locations. We want each location to feel the love a little bit. And so on our Instagram and website, we'll kind of keep that calendar updated. But tonight, actually, St. Charles has a St. Charles concert series. It's like in the streets of St. Charles that Beale Street puts on. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we're involved in that. So we have that going on.
Do you set a booth outside as well during the event? I always like that when, you know, everything kind of stays out and everything sets booths up. That's a fun time.
Yeah, and it's nice. The rain went away, so I think everybody's excited to finally like get out. And so we partner with local artists, and depending on the location, we like to get our general managers involved because who knows the location better than the person who is in there every day. And so we kind of, you know, ask them like, what do you think the vibe of Soulard is? And what do you think the vibe of Kirkwood is? Just because each location does kind of have its own personality.
It does. It's amazing how you can go from one city to the next, just drive. And when you walk into a restaurant, just even the culture of the people, everything changes.
Yeah,
so it would be something to have a restaurant, the same vibe, but going into different cities and different, you know, your people are gonna change. I bet they order different things probably at each one, don't they?
100%.
One city would like one part of the menu which is stronger than going to another city.
100%. Like at our Town and Country location, they have a special seasonal menu, so it's just specific to that Town and Country demographic. Just they're looking for more like entree style meals, and so we have. It's a different menu out there than it is in the city. So it is fun. We get to personalize it to each different city.
Well, congratulations on reopening the Central West End. We'll have to be checking it out. We appreciate you coming in. Try one painting. Go there for some live music. Get the Beale.
Watch the painting start really good and then kind of trail off at the end.
Get some salsa on it or something. Thank you for spending time with us. Is there something that you don't share real quick before we got to get out of here?
We have a weekly special, BOGO margaritas every Monday, $3 tacos every
thank you for that.
Tuesday.
Something that you, I said the question wrong.
Something that you refuse to share.
Something you refuse to share.
Oh, something I refuse to share?
You got 20 seconds.
Like mine is milk.
Okay. Like something I don't want to share with somebody else kind of thing. A margarita.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to In Your City Show. We had a great day. We're going to be back tomorrow with more fun right here at the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. Have a great rest of your evening. And to all of you out there, cheers.